It is pretty safe to say that the Nintendo Switch has been a renaissance era when it comes to porting over retro games onto the Nintendo Switch. We all thought that we were going to get them through Switch Online, but that ended up not being the case. And obviously these companies saw that they can make big money when it comes to doing this. That's why we have Capcom, Konami, all of these different companies joining the fray and coming out with collections of their retro games. We've been able to get Mega Man collections, we've been able to get Contra collections, we've even gotten Castlevania collections. But for whatever reason, there has been one collection that has eluded the Nintendo Switch, and it makes absolutely no sense why. What is up, you guys? Welcome to The Collective. My name is Furman, and in this video we are talking about Castlevania, the lost titles. But before we get into that, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content just like this. Alright, let's get into it. So I'm obviously a huge Castlevania fan. I love all of the retro games. I've beaten most of them, and if I haven't beaten them yet, I've started them, and there are so many games to love when it comes to this franchise. Whether you like the old school stuff, whether you like the new school stuff, there is a lot of variety here. There's different types of games, but we all know that classic Castlevania is what we love. And honestly, if you don't like the classic Castlevania, you probably like the Metroidvania versions of these games. Despite that, we do live symbiotically. You can love one or the other, or you can love both, which is what I do. Although I do tend to lean more towards the retro, like that old school Castlevania, because I just love that. That's been my bread and butter since day one, and it will forever be that. Now, we have been extremely fortunate enough to be able to get so many collections. There's technically 4 of them, but the Nintendo Switch has only gotten 3 of them. The Nintendo Switch has gotten the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, which consists of all of the retro Castlevania games. We're talking about, the NES Castlevanias, Super Castlevania, the Castlevania that was on the Game Boy, which apparently I didn't even know was a thing, the Castlevania that was on the Sega Genesis, which I also didn't know was a thing, but hey, here we are. Now, this was an extremely solid Castlevania collection. It had all the retro games, it had everything that you love in old school Castlevania, and it was just all there. The artwork was amazing, it was a solid presentation. Then after that, we got the Castlevania Advance Collection, which involved, obviously, all the Game Boy Advance games when it comes to Castlevania. Now, I am going to be honest with you guys and say, I didn't actually play any of these, so I am currently going through and trying to play them, and it's a rough start because the first one, Circle of the Moon, just feels a little bit boring, but they put Castlevania on a Game Boy Advance, which is insane. And we obviously know that the other 2 are extremely important. They are huge deals when it comes to what Castlevania is for a lot of people. And then somehow, I don't even know how this happened, but we got the Castlevania Dominus Collection, which is essentially all of the Castlevania DS games. Now, I didn't think that this would ever happen, but this is absolutely insane. They put DS games on the Switch, which is something that I've been wanting for the longest time, but it's neither here nor there. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about DS. We're just talking about the Castlevania games that have been ported over to the Switch. And this is obviously one of them, and this is another one where it is a fan favorite. People absolutely love these games. I didn't play them back then, like I said before, but I can appreciate what they did. I can appreciate the fact that they were excellent games, and they mostly did a good job of utilizing those dual screens. Despite getting all of these awesome games on the Switch, there is still one collection that is just not on there. It is just non-existent, and it makes no sense because they are the best Castlevanias. There is no argument to be made here, okay? You cannot argue about the fact that these are the 2 best games when it comes to Castlevania. And trust me, I've been saying for the longest time, I am a hardcore super Castlevania fan. You know, I just love everything about it. To me, it's the perfect game. But these games are Castlevania. They just are. They're perfect. They are absolutely flawless, and that is just the case. And somehow, they're not on Switch yet. Now, we are obviously talking about the Castlevania Requiem collection, which for some reason is exclusive to PS4. Somehow, that has not made its way everywhere else. I don't even understand why. Even Xbox doesn't have it, which, how is that even possible? These games are exclusive to PlayStation, and for whatever reason, it has not been ported over to the Switch and the Xbox. And to make matters worse, it looks like there's no plans to even do that. How is this possible? We obviously know that the collection consists of 2 games. It is Rondo of Blood, which is, you know, we obviously know that's where Richter Belmont comes in, and it is absolutely and without a doubt the best of the old school Castlevania games. It is just perfect. It is insanely difficult. It is a lot of fun. The music is top tier. I mean, the game is just perfect. It looks amazing. It plays amazing. Everything about it is just so good. And then we have Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is the best of all of the Metroidvania games. It is the genesis of it. It's what started it all. This game is perfect, even with all of its flaws, even with all the issues that it has. It is just perfect. Even the bad voice acting. And yes, we know, like, when they put this collection out, they kind of redid some of the voice acting, and I get it. They should not have done that because it removes a lot of that charm, but you know, whatever, they did it, and it's still decent. It's not that bad, okay? It's not that big of a deal. But these games are just perfection. They are Castlevania perfection. They are everything that you would want in a Castlevania game. And it's both of them too. It's the best of the old school, it's the best of the new school. It's everything that you could ask for. And somehow, for whatever reason, this is not on Switch. This makes no sense at all. You can't tell me that it's because they can't run it, because that's straight up bullcrap, okay? We all know the Switch is underpowered, but come on. They put DS games. Those DS games are technically a little more intensive than these 2 games, okay? They're bigger in file size too, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. So you cannot tell me that there is an actual reason why these games aren't on here, other than the fact that maybe, I don't know, they might have some type of contract with Sony, and that might be the reason why they're not allowed to port them over. But man, come on guys, the Switch has sold 150 million copies, okay? If this goes on Switch, and I mean they do a collection or anything, sold out immediately. Sold out immediately. And you know what's funny is I didn't even realize it. I had bought the collection on PS4 years ago, and I just kind of forgot about it. And then I, was looking for something new to play, and I realized that I had bought that, and I was like, oh my god, let me try this. And that's when I got addicted to Rondo of Blood. That's when I got full-blown addicted. The game was so hard. It was grueling. Like, the first playthrough I did, I couldn't even beat it in one full sit down. Like, I had to play a level, and then if I would get stuck on it, I would just stop and then replay it again or whatever. I would just do that, and that's how I did it, and that's how I beat the game. And it was insane. And oh my goodness. But with a game this difficult, you would think that I would have been like, you know what, I just don't feel like doing this anymore. This is just too much work. There was times where I had gotten so stressed out by the game that I just had to turn it off and just not do anything. And even then, the game was so hard, but still so much fun. It just made me want to keep playing it over and over again. It was almost addicting. And obviously I don't really have to talk too much about Symphony of the Night, because come on guys, that game is literal perfection. I mean, the game is beautiful. I love the way Alucard does literally anything. Literally anything he does in there just looks cool, okay? Sorry, it just does. The music is top tier, it's top notch, and it's something that I listen to that OST at least once or twice a week. I mean, it's just so good. The level design is amazing. The fact that you have this just big giant castle that you're traversing, and there's so much to look into, so much to find, and still to this day, you know, even after playing it so many times, it's still a fun game. It's still awesome. It's still amazing to be able to go back and, you know, rediscover things that you forgot, you know, things that you kind of remember but didn't really fully remember how to do. Like, it's just an amazing game. And I can't believe that somehow these games are not on Switch. It literally blows my mind. You know, I do hope that eventually they change their mind and somehow they decide to port these games over. I did read online that for whatever reason, the Rondo of Blood game is, you know, based off of the PSP port, because you could play it on the PSP game. And so technically it's that game, and so it's kind of sort of running on PSP hardware. I don't know if that's true. It doesn't really make much sense, but you know, if that's the reason why, then that is a very stupid reason why Konami won't bring this game over, okay? And especially Konami, I mean, they love money. That's kind of all they care about, really. So you would think they would do something like that that would sell instantly and amazingly. I don't really get it, but hey, here we are. Alright guys, that is the video. And as always guys, don't forget to let me know in the comment section, okay? Let me know what you think the reason is for Konami not bringing this amazing collection and these two awesome games over to the Nintendo Switch. Let me know in the comments. I am genuinely curious to hear your thoughts, because this is absolute insanity, okay? And as always guys, do not forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content just like this. And we will see you guys on the next video. Peace. Yeah, not much else to say here except I'm gonna go torture myself by playing some more Shenmue.
I see.
So yeah, wish me luck. Okay, bye.